Hello, it's me, Psychic Emma, and I hope you're looking forward to another video. Today I will be talking about journaling. Journaling specifically to do with manifestation. So, just to jump straight into it, when we want to make a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, we first have to figure out what it is that we exactly want. I mean, exactly. And in order to figure out what exactly it is that we want, we're going to have to journal a lot. And I mean a lot. If you are wanting to manifest something, maybe it's not even a 1-year plan, maybe it's a new car. But if you are going to be writing about what it is that you want, you have to figure out exactly what it is that you want. So I'm going to use this silly example of, say you want to manifest a car. So then in your journal, you will write about what your budget is, realistically, not in the fantasy world. If you see, oh, I like the Suzuki Swift, and I want it brand new, and then you find out how much it costs, you have to figure out how much the interest will be. So you've got to write down, it costs this much. If I pay it cash, that's the price. If I take out a loan, it becomes this much a month. If I do the maths, the interest on that ends up being like 60,000 Rand more than the actual cost of the car. If I were to save up for a certain amount of time to be able to buy the car cash, how many months or years would I need to save up for before I can buy the car? And that's what journaling is all about. It's writing down everything that you are thinking about. It's making educated decisions. It's doing the maths. And when it comes to the car, what exactly is it that you want about the car? Is it as simple as a good speaker system? Is it as simple as having Bluetooth? Is it as simple as that screen being built in with the GPS and the radio, whatever it is that you need? Does it specifically have to be a Suzuki? Does it specifically have to have large tires so that you can drive over pavements? What exactly are your fundamental needs? And at the end of the day, you might find out that you have a budget of 100,000 Rand and that you're not willing to take out a loan, and that you must have a good sound system, and the tires must be a proper size that you can drive over pavements. The color, the model, the year, whether it's brand new or secondhand, all of that stuff might not be that important to you. And you've got your top 5 fundamentals figured out. And you realize there's no ways I'm paying in an extra 60,000 Rand in interest. No ways. I called the bank. I asked them to explain everything to me. Why on earth would I do that? That's a whole other car. Or you might find out, wow, well, the car costs this price, but the bank loan is 6,000 Rand a month. I'm already struggling to make ends meet. Why would I do that to myself? I think I will rather just fix up my old car and put in a better sound system, if that is your fundamental need. So this is what journaling is about. Figuring out exactly what it is that you want. If you thought you had to buy a whole new car in order to get a sound system, but you can't actually afford a whole new car, but after all the journaling you realized your fundamental was a good sound system, then maybe you don't need the new car. Maybe you just improve the car that you already have. So I will be giving more examples. That is just the first example that I thumbsucked. So now I'm going to explain some, let's say you want to move, okay? And you are trying to figure out what your dream home is. So when most of us have a plan, like I really want a new home, we have our fantasies. So say, for example, my fantasy is that The cupboards must be very fancy, and every room must have wall-to-wall cupboards, and there must be good lighting, and it must be north-facing. The floors must be wood, the kitchen must be new, and everything must be white, or everything must be red, whatever your needs are. There must be 3 lounges and 7 bedrooms, because this is my fantasy home. Okay, so you start journaling about your fantasy home, and you make everything up in your head, you know. You write 10 pages about this fantasy home of yours, and you don't do the maths just yet. At the end of all that fantasy stuff, you figure out, okay, that was a lot of writing. And I'm starting to rethink things, because if I'm going to have that dream home, I need to win the lotto, because it will probably cost like 10 million rand to get that dream home. So I am going to rewrite my fantasy home based on a bit more, like things are a bit more realistic in this fantasy. So we simplify everything. So maybe the first draft was 10 pages. Maybe the second draft is 5 pages, because now we're simplifying the things more. Maybe it doesn't need to be 7 bedrooms. Maybe realistically it only needs to be 3. So we just start figuring things out. Maybe it doesn't need 3 lounges. Maybe actually 1 large lounge is good enough. So then we just start simplifying and streamlining. It doesn't have to be in that super fancy golf estate in the center of that town. Maybe it can be in a security complex. Because what we're realizing through the writing, the journaling, is that we want to feel safe. So that means a security complex. So you've journaled for 10 pages, it's the fantasy. Then you journal for 5 pages to simplify your fantasy. And then in the third attempt, you simplify it to 1 page. Now you are getting closer and closer to your fundamentals of what it is that you actually want. And once you've got this 1 page down, you're going to simplify it to 1 sentence. Maybe what this 1 sentence is, and this is the 1 sentence that you're going to put out to the universe, your guides, your angels, your God, whoever it is that you believe in. This 1 sentence is what you're going to put out there to them. And I'll explain how you speak to them as well, because there is a formula for success. So when you get to this 1 sentence, you're going to go 10 pages, 5 pages, 1 page, 1 sentence. And you will find that this 1 sentence is, I want a home that has spaciousness. I feel safe. I feel secure. I feel content. The beings, whoever is in your belief system, they will meet your needs. Because what if spaciousness implies enough bedroom for you and your family? Bedrooms, sorry. What if that implies enough bedrooms for you and your family? What if spaciousness implies that there's a garden that it is sustainable and easy for you to look after? Maybe spaciousness implies that there's nice windows and doors that you can open up to let the breeze in. Maybe spaciousness implies a great view. Whatever spaciousness means to you, the word spaciousness, it's a feeling. Because that 1 sentence, we're getting it down to a feeling. I want to feel a sense of spaciousness, contentment, satisfaction, safety. So, and quite honestly, you can use this phrase when it comes to your manifestation of the sort of accommodation you're looking for, because this is something I thought about a lot, which is why I use it as an example. But you should actually be journaling for yourself, because even though it is a good phrase and it does mean a lot and it can have a lot of meaning for you in your life, you need to find out what your individual needs are, what your individual feeling words are. I feel I want spaciousness. I feel I want security, contentment, to feel safe. That 1 paragraph, and that's it. So that is how journaling works. You do all the maths if it comes to spending a lot of money. You do all the research. Maybe you phone the bank, a financial advisor. Maybe you have a family member that's great with money and budgets and stuff. But you do your research. You write it all down. You try and rework the maths this way, that way, this way. If you want a car, you don't put the only option down there as being, I have to go buy a brand new car. You write a list of all the possible options. Is it a 3-year-old car? Is it a brand new car? Is it a 5-year-old car? What's in your budget? What are the different options like? The fantasy is to have a Volkswagen. Realistically, I can afford a Hyundai. So, do your research. Ask for help. Do the maths. Journal. Write an enormous amount of pages. Start with your fantasy. And then work it down, until it becomes that one sentence that is the fundamental reality of what it is that you're trying to manifest. And then here's the next step. How do we manifest this into reality? How do we talk to our beings, such as the guides, the guardian angels, God, whoever is in your belief system? How do we talk to them so that they know that they can help us? Because it's all very well to want them to help us, but have we given them permission? Do we really mean it when we ask them for their help? So, these are a few of the phrases I use. And I talk about things with them in a way that is authentic. So, an example of an affirmation gone bad, and this is often used in popular spiritual culture, they tell you to say I am phrases. And I don't know if you've ever tried to say affirmations, but for me, these popular Western culture affirmations, they don't work for me, because if I don't resonate, I block the affirmation. So say I'm depressed, and this Westernized culture tells me I have to say an I am phrase in order to manifest the reality that I want. So then the opposite of depression is happiness. So I am depressed. The affirmation is I am happy. My subconscious mind knows that's a bunch of bull. It knows it's not true. It knows it's a lie. I am not happy. I am depressed. So maybe in another example, it's like, I want to be an elephant, and I'm not an elephant, I'm a seal. So then I say, I am an elephant. And the subconscious is like, no, you're not. You're a seal. What was that? This is rubbish. You're lying to us. So you see what I'm saying? So, the way that we do it that actually works, and it took me years to figure out this formula. It's a lot of work to figure out how to say things that your inner world resonates with. Your inner world being your subconscious, your inner child, your ego, your conscious mind. There's so much at play here. Our inner world, we are all sitting around the round table, and we all have a say in what happens in our reality. And we kind of got to get all of us into alignment or into agreement to all agree, actually, yes, we really do want the same thing. Like, we actually all love potatoes, like all of us. Like, yes, please, universe, give us potatoes. Oh my God, I resonate with this. With all of my soul and every fiber of my being, I want potatoes. You know, and then when you're saying things like that, the universe is like, I believe you. And your inner world is like, I totally want this. And then obviously what's going to happen is you're going to get your potatoes. So the phrases that I use are, okay, so I'm going to keep using the word, I'm actually going to go back to the example of happiness. So happiness is idealistic and unrealistic because happiness is not sustainable. Once you're happy, you come back down to earth, and then it might even feel like a big crash, or it might even feel like the drop might be so hectic that you might even feel like you were so happy and euphoric and everything was so amazing, and you crashed down into a depression. Now you're feeling down in the dumps because you don't have that euphoria anymore. You know, it's a very polar experience. So it's realistic to ask for satisfaction and contentment. So I'm feeling down in the dumps. I'm asking the universe, I want to feel better. And then I check in with my inner world. If I say, and I say this out to whoever I believe in, for me it's the golden being. So I'm going to say to the golden being, I really want to feel content. And then I feel inside me, And all of us in my internal world are like, yeah, actually, I do like the sound of contentment. That sounds like a nice feeling. So I take it a step further and I say, I look forward to the day where I feel a sense of contentment and satisfaction with my life experiences. It doesn't have to be perfect. All I want and all I'm asking for is contentment and satisfaction. And then I feel into that and I'm like, yeah, that feels really good. I really do look forward to the day where I feel contentment and satisfaction. And now the more I think about it, the more excited I feel to feel contentment and satisfaction. In fact, I'm so excited, I'm smiling. The idea of manifesting reality that has contentment and satisfaction for me is just like a general feeling. You know, there's ups and downs, but whatever. Generally, I feel content and satisfied. And then there's just this thing of being like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. That sounds amazing. That sounds sustainable. That's exactly what I want. So now you've figured out how to create that feeling. You are imagining what contentment and satisfaction feels like. Your inner world is resonating. There's a feeling of excitement building up in your chest. For me, it feels like a bubbly, warm feeling. It's different for everyone. The whole point is you feel your body resonating. And then, and this is the important part, do you go to the physio once and expect miracle results? Or do you go to the physio often until your body has healed? And do you go to the physio once or twice and expect them to work miracles? Or do you come home from the physio and do all the exercises that they have given you so that every time you see them, there's remarkable progress because you have put in the work and effort required in order for healing to take place? So we journal. We figure out the affirmations, the ultimate goal that we are trying to manifest. And then we got to do the work, which means you've got to keep saying the things. You've got to keep pulling out the feelings. You've got to keep saying those affirmations every time that you remember. You've got to keep doing the work. You can't just say an affirmation once and then go, why does it never work for me? It doesn't work for you because you only did it once. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep saying it. You have to, in a previous video, I talked about wearing a thread or something that is the color of your energy that you're working with. Maybe, in my case, I work with a golden being. This chain is gold. My earrings, these are rainbows, but they're also gold. I have gold with me all the time. And then every time I see the gold, I'm like, hey, golden being, I'm so looking forward to feeling content and satisfied. And I'm so excited and grateful for how you're helping me in my life. And I'm already starting to notice the feelings of contentment and satisfaction. And I'm so grateful. Thank you for everything that you're doing for me. And I'm looking forward to what is coming. When we are grateful for and looking out for the fundamentals that we are trying to manifest, which are realistic, you're going to start seeing it everywhere. It's going to become louder and louder. And then something else to take into consideration is if you stop looking for the light, you will not see the light. If you start focusing on the negative aspects of your life, oh, I'm down in the dumps because my apple broke, and this is the worst day of my life, and everything goes wrong for me. When we start saying those negative blanket statements, that is what our reality will become. It will be all-encompassing. We will lose ourselves to that reality. If we can rather go, oh, I'm feeling so down in the dumps because my apple broke. Hey, golden being, I really want an apple, and this apple broke. In my mind, I'm imagining a fixed apple, maybe even a new apple, maybe even a second-hand apple. I just know that with every fiber of my being that I want an apple. And when I think about an apple, I'm imagining all sorts of apples. At the end of the day, I don't even care. I just want an apple. And then you feel yourself, and you're like, That is so true. I have had this crappy experience, but I really do just want an apple. And you're saying to yourself, to your inner world, hey guys, do we want an apple? And everyone's like, yes. It's like, okay, cool. Well, hey, golden being, we really want an apple. Like, we're grateful for anything at this point because the other apple broke and it made me so sad, but I'm really excited to get another apple. I feel that feeling over here of another apple. Like when I think about the apples, I get really excited. So I will leave the ball in your court of what sort of apple I get. For me, I am responsible for my life and my reality. And I know that I have put it out to you to ask for your help, and I've told you what I need, and I'm resonating because I'm feeling it. And now it's up to me to look out for the opportunities, to follow the thread, to see where I am being led so that my dreams can manifest into reality. So yes, this is a long video. I will leave it there. If you have personal things that you're trying to deal with in your life, that you're not sure how to figure this out for yourself, this is something that I will help you with. I will help you figure out your affirmations. I will help you to figure out how you resonate, how that resonation feeling works for you, who your guides are, who are your beings that will help you manifest and meet your needs. So yes, if you would like to hire me to help you with this sort of thing, visit my website, happylight.co.za. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you and have a lovely day further. Bye.